Hello everybody! Today we are going to see in this video how to prepare a section book now that your session is ready. The first thing to do will be to create a plane. So go to Create and then click on Plane. You have several options to create a plane. First, we are going to give our plane a name and then select the mode that we are going to use to create our plane. We can move our data with the viewer orientation cube or the compass. Then once we have the right view, we can decide to create our plane with axis by using axis, the XYZ axis, so we could create a plane depending of the X axis. So for that, we could enter a coordinate or select it on screen directly. We can then add an offset to move a plane, and we can also reverse the view as well. We can also, if we are not able to see the plane, we can check if the live preview has been checked. And here you can decide if you want all of the users to be able to make any modification on your plane or delete it. So we can create a plane with the X, Y, Z axis, but we can also create a plane depending on an object. If it's that could be here a survey, for example, and we can also create a section with 1 point. So if we are using 1 point, we can enter it here, enter the coordinates here, or select them on screen, and then add a direction and add a deep for that plane. We can also play with the offset and be able to see our definition point right here and decide about the modification rights. If we select 2 points, we can, by the same way, click on 2 points and add a deep and move our plane depending of an offset like this. We are also able to see the definition points, but also the definition lines right over there. And we can also use 3 points to define our plane. This method is mostly used for when you have inclined planes like this. So here it is. We can also define an offset as well, change it and see the definition points and lines and change the modification rights. Now, if we go back to the 2 points method, I'm just going to select my 2 points again, like this, move my offset, and create my plane. Now that my plane has been created, we can see it here, and I can visualize it by clicking here. Here it is. You can, if you want to delete your plan, you will need to enable edition and then click on delete. You can also close the edition with the red lock. Now that our plane has been created, we can now create our section book. So let's go now to section book. We can create different categories for our sections. We can have longitudinal, for example, sections or plans. And so you can enter a category here that will be saved so that for another time, if you want to create another section book, you can use the drop down list that has been made to select one category. Now we can also give a name to that section, and I will select my plane here. I I can also create a new plane here by clicking on the green plus. I can still move my plane by adding an offset, and I can also reverse the view if I need to. We can change the units here, and here is where we are going to define the influence of your section. So in this case, we have 25 meters front and 25 meters back. So we have a section of 50 meters wide. Here I can define the number of sections I need. I could select just 5 for this example. We can see all of the sections here. And here you can define a spacing. The spacing could be equal to your section, like for example, 50 here, 50 here. But if the spacing is below 50, you are going, for example, 25, your sections will be overlapping each other's. If we have a spacing that is greater than 50, we will have space between our sections. Depends of your needs. Here we are going to select an origin. So by default, you could use 0 so that your first section will be named 0. Or you could use a coordinate, for example, from a mind grid or from your system. So for example, our first section could be section 1000. And here is the increment. So that means that our second section would be 1050, and our third section would be 1100, 1100, and etc. Here, if you are not able to see your section book, you need to check if the light preview has been checked. And same thing, same as for the plane, you can select if you want all of the users to be able to edit your section book or not. Now that everything seems to be good, we can now create our section book. Now, if we go here, we can see our section book here. We can select it, and same thing as for the plane. We can enable or disable the edition of that section book, and we can also delete it. And That's all for now. We will see in another video how to prepare the 2D sections. Bye bye.